Today we're going to talk about Hamza. Many of you guys know him already. He's a self-proclaimed cult leader, to self-development, and now he also wants to become a dating coach, even though he has no credentials. If you look at his exes, they are ugly-looking women. So he has no expertise, nothing. And now he wants to tell you that he's an expert. Well, we can go through his video and see what's up.
So dating in the modern day is kind of fucked. Maybe you're texting a girl and it's going so well and then she just randomly stops replying.
And you can see that his game blows.
Thinking, wait, I didn't even say anything stupid. Like, why would she just randomly lose interest in me? A lot of guys feel like they just don't really have the time or the mental bandwidth for the bullshit, like the bakwas that occurs in this modern dating scene where you've got to go and meet these girls, go on a date and realize that you're not even compatible, or realize that she's kind of annoying. Maybe the problem you've experienced is that you don't want to be a total degenerate. You want to find a good girl, but they're just so hard to find in the modern day. And you probably relate to this. You text a girl or you go on a date with her.
All right, keep in mind, this guy says you have to delete online apps and you don't have to go out. The big problem is you won't get any lead generation with that.
And you don't escalate, or that she kind of rejects your physical escalation. And it hurts the most, not because she rejected you, but because you can kind of see that she probably hasn't rejected other guys before you, that she's had hookups before, she's had sex on the first date with guys before you, and now she isn't like that for you, and then that obviously hurts your ego.
This is also what I noticed, not just in this picture, but also when I go to school and I see these pictures, he kind of looks gay. He actually kind of reminds me of the other red pill nerds.
Need all of the modern day bakwas, like bullshit that you often need, like for example late nights where you're sacrificing your goals, alcohol, or spending time with degenerate people. Because having experienced that myself, it's a lot of fun, but I want you to try and find the kind of girl who actually fits in your life and actually makes your goals better. What's interesting with finding women who are compatible with your goals, your sex life with them is often better as well. So literally everything is just better when you find the right kind of woman for you. I didn't really expect that. I was 19 years old and still a virgin, and I just didn't really know like what to do next to girls, how to talk to them in a way that actually would turn them on. I had followed so much of like the bullshit advice that I would see online on YouTube videos and Reddit, and none of the advice ever worked. Like, it always made me come across as way more of this like goofy little cringe friend rather than the guy who would literally get her wet that she would actually want to be with. And so I was following all this advice.
I'm not sure why he's posting on his corny videos. It looks kind of cringe. The only thing I can get out of this video is just his complaining all the time. It's very annoying. I mean, what would Adonis do?
Adonis. At the end of high school, at the start of college, and it just added more pain and more mistakes. It was only when I started to create like my own mindset to do with dating, when I stripped back all the bullshit and I asked myself like, how would a primal, just natural man date and have sex? That's when I started to actually get success with girls. And so I remember being in university, 19 years old, I lost my virginity to my first ever girlfriend, and that relationship didn't work out. Like, she was a really sweet girl, it just didn't work out. And then after that, I went into way more of the degenerate, like, I just wanted to fuck as many women as possible.
I mean, this is kind of what I agree with. If you go out to clubs, most of the people are degenerate. This is also after COVID. Pre-COVID, it was a little bit different, but it still sucks.
So I started to learn the skills of like pickup and seduction and how to get girls who actually want you and then keep coming back to see you. And whilst to a lot of guys that sounds awesome, the truth was it was quite a big distraction because I started to slack in the gym. I really didn't perform well in university.
Look, I found a scene where he looks like Myron Gaines.
I didn't have like the mental bandwidth to even consider something like entrepreneurship. And so my life suffered other than this one goal. Basically in university.
And what is this, a cracker? If this was a video about how he did it for himself, that would work. But now he's going to tell you how he does it and you can do it too, which doesn't work.
I just learned like seduction. I just learned how to attract girls. And now years later of putting together the pieces of how to actually attract girls, I've got to the point now where I just feel like I have this constant abundance. Even I'll go through times where, for example, I'm not dating and I'm not sleeping around, and I still have like this subtle assurity and certainty and confidence that I'm okay. Like, I know how to speak to girls.
I mean, this video totally didn't look staged.
I know how to be really good in bed. And so I don't have that insecurity that a lot of guys do when they don't have that experience. I still have a lot to improve on when it comes to long-term relationships, pushing into something like marriage and children, because I haven't been there just yet. But in terms of like actually attracting a girl and being confident with her and knowing like what to say to, make her into you, that's just like muscle memory now. And that's why I teach inside of these YouTube videos and inside of my program. Then we needed money and status, and we're going to mix them together because there's a business model that will literally get you money and status status. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's exactly what I'm doing here. It's being a YouTuber, a content creator. When you make social media your business, you post content like I'm doing here, you get a following, which is basically just clout. And then you funnel those people to your Instagram, and your Instagram looks sexy as fuck. Like when you see my Instagram, like it blows my mind. I get girls who literally message me first who want to date me.
Absolutely not. You don't need money and status. This is the problem with a lot of people online. They have a successful podcast, they have a few million followers, and they claim that the girls they get is because of the podcast. It's not. They are millionaires. There are people with status that get divorced.
Some of the messages I've gotten from girls are like freaky as fuck. I've had girls like literally ask me out randomly on Instagram, which I know you're thinking right now, like, oh yeah, it's a scam. They're just going to take your kidneys and stuff.
That doesn't even look like a real Instagram post.
Let's just say that they didn't. So I know for many guys, they wouldn't believe that. They'll be thinking, nope, girls won't message you first. It's a guy pretending to be a girl or something. Having met these women in person, I'm telling you, it wasn't a scam. They didn't take my kidneys. I had an amazing experience, and I found it so interesting of how different this experience is to most guys. Most guys will send so many messages to girls, get no replies. When you build up clout with the influencer business model, you'll literally start getting like such easy mode with girls to the point that they'll message you first. And obviously they don't often message you like that, this screenshot of the girl saying like, oh, let's meet, I've got a hotel booked and everything. But often they'll message you with this cute thing of like, hey, I know your videos are supposed to be for guys, but I'm a girl and I really enjoy them too. And that gives you the opening to reply back and to flirt with them a little bit.
Okay, let's try to finish it up, because now he's saying that it's all status, it's all about that, it's all having a successful Instagram, it's all having a successful YouTube. I mean, Hamza might have done a lot of good things for his followers, but pretending to be a dating coach, it's not a good thing.
So this is the most attractive business model that you could get into. Not only because it attracts girls who are like clout chasers who, see that you've got an Instagram profile, but just think about the psychological impact of this. You make a bunch of videos, and if you have some female viewers, they might watch your videos for 5 or 10 hours. They might really get to know you. And it kind of like filters them out, because if they don't really like your personality or the things you talk about, they'll stop watching. But just with the size of an audience that you can build, you can have 100,000 views on a video. You'd have some girls who like really watch like every video of yours, and suddenly it's like they actually feel like they've connected with you. They've stared into your eyes on your content for 5-10 hours, and so it's not that hard for them to actually like fall for you and find your likable trait. And they've watched you make jokes, and they've watched you open up and everything, and so that makes it almost like easy mode. And I don't say that in a derogatory term to say like these women are easy, but rather that it's almost like they've been on 2 or 3 dates with you already, and they've heard you talk about like intellectual things, and so it's almost like they've been vetted, and they just then show themselves to you by liking your stuff on Instagram. Or
so basically, we summarize, he's telling his followers, make a YouTube channel so you get clout, then you can get a beautiful Instagram so you can get even more clout, and then girls message you so you don't have to message them and you don't have to create leads. Basically, he's making a social circle facade, and you don't need to do this. And for most people, it's not realistic to become an influencer anyway. So if they see more and more videos of you and there's only one thing that they don't like, they might disqualify you already. So it doesn't make sense that you make a bunch of videos, you already show your whole personality and get rid of the mystery. I first thought it was only delete your online apps, don't go online, don't go to nightclubs, so be on your pad, and it doesn't make sense because there's no lead generation from there. But now he's even saying that all that doesn't even matter because you need to be a whole influencer, and then people come to you. How are you going to get leads and how are you going to meet people if you're only focusing on building your YouTube channel and Instagram? Do this because I did that, and a lot of things, it doesn't even work for you. If you want to get lead generation, you can better have your leads from online, your messages in order, and most of the people online, they don't know what they do. So I can summarize all your help with that. You just follow a video, which might be somewhere here. Bye.